Hi there, this is Barry from KentClassicalGuitars.co.uk again, and this is Nails Part 2, because my video went over 15 minutes for the last one. Now, what I was talking about at the end of the last video was how long you can actually use these nails for before you run into some problems in terms of the growth of your own nails. You're looking at probably 3 to 4 weeks. Your nail will grow underneath it. Nails will get longer. That's fine for playing if you don't mind a bit longer, or you can sand them down a bit. But when your nail gets to the point where it starts to interfere with your playing, so you've got two surfaces contacting the string underneath the nail, your fake nail and your nail contacting the string at the same time, or one contacting sort of a split second after the fake nail, your real nail and the fake nail, then you run into problems in terms of the sound. Okay, so it still might be okay for you, which you don't have, and you might not worry about it, but I have found it myself in a situation, because these nails are so good and they stay on, and they last for so long. I've got into a situation where my nail has grown underneath to the point where it starts to interfere, and I then have to take off the old nail. It starts to look bad anyway because it's grown out so much that a lot of the cuticle is showing. It's looking a bit gungy anyway, and it's a good idea, it's a good time to change it anyway. So the investment in time is worth it. Take them off and start again. They're not too difficult to take off if you're just careful. They will peel off. I have found that as long as you use this material that I've got here and that I've shown you, then the nails will come off okay. If you use a thinner acetate, and this is one reason to be careful about what you're using, if you use a thinner than 400 to 500 micron acetate or plastic, there will be a tendency, if you're taking it off, for the nail to break and for them to break off in pieces. Then you could have a difficulty in getting the nail off. So rather than peel off your old nail, you could be coming off in pieces. So that's what I found anyway. So be careful about the thickness of the nail that you put on in terms of removal. Okay, because this nail glue is very good. Right, so final thing, you will find then that these, once you've got this solution and you've got these nails on and you've sort of mastered this technique of cutting them, filing them and putting them on, that you can go about your daily life and not worry about your nails at all. You might, people are going to comment on them, and they're going to, if you're getting close to people and they see, oh, what are those, and they're going to comment on them, but it's it ends up being, this has happened to me, it ends up being a curiosity, and people think, oh, that's interesting, rather than anything else, because you can get into a conversation about why you do it. So I don't think it's something, it's certainly not something that I've been particularly concerned about, because I have a really strong reason and need to put these nails on. You can use some nail polish over the top of them if you want to improve the look, because one of the difficulties is that it's a good idea to try and not do things that are going to get dirt under the nails, because some dirt can get trapped between your old nail and the new nail, and this then is difficult to deal with. So try and keep your hands fairly clean and not deal with too much dirty stuff. Gardening, for instance, things like that. Use gloves if you're doing that, because that will shorten the life of them or mean that dirt will get between the old nail and the new nail, because it's almost it's impossible that you're not making a perfect, absolutely perfect bond, which prevents that from happening. Okay, I don't see if there's anything else that I should tell you about this. If you look at my YouTube videos, that's Barry Segal, BARRYSEGAL, and that's my channel, and all my videos are on my channel. You will, you can listen to those, and all of those videos are played with this nail system. I have not had any. I'd say they're not. I wouldn't say they're perfect. They're not exactly the same as a real nail. I would say probably a real nail is harder. I mean, a real nail is made out of keratin. A real nail is probably a bit stiffer than these plastic nails. The sound, therefore, does differ slightly, but it's very, very minor. And I think that most people will either not notice a difference, or it just will not be appreciable. And also, it will also depend on how strong your nails were in the first place. If you had fairly weak nails in the first place, then these types of nails will probably improve your sound dramatically from where you were before. If you had very strong nails, like quite strong nails like me, and had a very good sound with your real nails, then this is a good solution, but your real nails would probably be a better solution if you could be patient enough to grow your real nails. But then you get into the problem of having to protect them, and the problem of there's just no way to do that successfully. I suppose finally, by doing this, you are one kind of warning, which you must take under advisement yourself and look into and consider. And I've been doing this for a year and a half now, and I've not had any serious problems, but it does weaken the nail underneath, particularly, and you have to think, I suppose, long term. Your nail will keep growing, so that's not really an issue. So in terms of something long-term damage, I don't think you've got any real problem. But it's if you decide, I suppose, to change, it might take longer, because when your nail grows out, like one thing I've noticed, when I take a nail off, the fake nail, the nail that has grown out underneath is and is overlapping the cuticle, the flesh underneath, is very flimsy and quite weak. Now, presumably this is because it's not been exposed to the air, and you're using this system, and therefore you can't just when your nails grow out, you think, oh, my nail's grown out, I can now take off these nails and use my real nail. It's not really an option, because the nail underneath becomes weak. So if you decide to use this system and use it for a few months, you would take you longer to revert back to using your normal nails, because it may take your normal nails some time to recover and get back to their natural thickness. But I haven't done that, so I don't know how long that process would be. But I don't see myself changing from using this system, because I want and need to play the guitar every day, and don't see having my own nails as a viable option, considering how often they broke in the past and how just practically impossible it is to keep them in decent condition. Okay, so I hope this video has been of some help, because I know this is a real problem to for a lot of classical guitarists, and I think we all deal with it in our own way. But having a good nail can dramatically improve and change, alter the sound that you're making on a guitar. Not only having the nail, but obviously how you use it, in terms of how you pluck the strings and whether you use appaiando or not, and the combination of the strokes that you're making and the way you're making them. Okay, so maybe I'll make a tutorial about that in the future. But all the best. This is Barry from KentClassicalGuitars.co.uk signing off for now. Bye.